Tubeless tyres. Some people love them, some people hate them. I'm not too sure about them, to be honest. I mean, this is Julie's Liv Invite. It comes with Giant's own SX2 rims and Giant's own CrossCut A2 tyres, and it's set up tubeless. This is how it comes from the factory, you know. So this bike is 6 months old. It's been on road and gravel, and the loss of air, especially in the back tyre, has just been getting worse and worse. I've reseated the tyre, I've cleaned it out, refitted the valve, as well as checking the tyre for nicks and holes. Still the problem exists and is getting worse. So you know, is it time to go back to a tube, or should I stick with the tubeless and new sealant? I mean, the first thing I suppose is to strip down the wheel. I'm going to take the tyre off, strip out the valve, clean everything. So I'm cleaning the inside of the tyre here with a sponge. And sponges are great because they just catch on everything. So if there is a sharp object sticking through the tyre, you know, I'm going to find it without scratching and cutting my fingers to pieces. But everything seems fine here, so I don't think there's a hole in the tyre anyway. What I'm going to do is turn the tyre inside out and just double check. Now I'm looking at the rim tape, and the only thing I would say about it, it's not actually stuck together. There's quite a bubble between the two layers, and I wonder if that's where air could be escaping. I'm going to chuck some black electrical tape round it. I'm going to do it pretty tight, and then hopefully, even though it's not the right tape for the job, it will hopefully just reinforce what's already there. So everything's clean, and I'm pretty sure there's no holes in the tyre, so I'm going to just start refitting everything. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a new hole for the valve and push that through. I'm only going to do it up finger tight, because I believe if you do them up too tight, the rubber bung on the inside can actually distort, and of course then you don't get a really good seal. So I'm going to put the tyre back on. Now, some people say that you should reseat the beads and put the fluid in through the valve, and I guess that's probably going to be the cleanest way, but to be honest, I'm just going to put the sealant in as I'm putting the tyre back on. I was quite surprised how messy it was putting the air back in, but it did seem to pop on pretty easily, but of course it should do with a compressor, but I wouldn't like to do that with a mini pump at the side of the road. I think that would be a nightmare. It's ironic really, I've never carried a tube before, and the only reason I carry a tube now is because Julie's bike is tubeless, so I don't know, somehow it just doesn't seem to make sense. Anyway, the tyre's up to pressure, so I'm going to clean off all the sealant, and this is a good chance with the soapy water just to see if there is any air escaping. I mean, I'm putting bubbles and soapy water around all the edges and all the joins, around the beads, around the valves, around the valve stem, and I really can't see anything, so you know, fingers crossed, maybe it's all sorted, and I still expect it to go down slowly because I believe that's quite normal, but hopefully it will be the end of the tubeless woes, but you know, only time will tell.